So one of my favorite things to have during the summer is a chilled red. It's a category that's gotten pretty trendy for good reason, but there's somebody who's been doing it since the 60s, and I think few people actually beat the original, and that is the guys from Heitz Cellar. They planted these grapes of Grignolino in Napa Valley in the early 60s, in a place where Cabernet is king. These guys have championed this little wine that probably makes them no money because they believe in it, and I think it's just so delicious. So let me just open this up for you guys. So I recommend when you get this wine, throw it in the fridge like you would a white or a rosé, because I think a hard chill is the move. And because you'll see in this wine, you're gonna have a lot of bright, juicy red fruit, and that sort of character in wine needs to be framed by a chill. If not, the wine will come across a little flat or a little bit light. So here we go. May I?
Yeah, please.
What color? So pretty.
It's beautiful.
So I would maybe have it even a little colder than we're having it today. But I love Grignolino because it's so aromatic. I get like lavender and violets and rose petals.
Lavender, violets, and rose petals. That sounds like potpourri.
Yeah, well, it's potpourri, but it's potpourri that you want to drink because there's still juicy fruit. At the end of the day, for me, I associate pleasure in wine with fruit, and if you're lacking fruit, sometimes you're gonna be wanting a little bit. So it's still aromatic, but it's not lacking any of that pleasure, which for me, like I said, is fruit.
What are juicy fruits?
Juicy fruits are
Like
kind
a
of
plum sort of scenario?
yeah, but you can also think about when you buy fruit or you pick fruit, it can be a little underripe. It's more about where in the fruit's life cycle you're getting it. So this is red fruit like strawberries, cranberries. But it's really juicy and plump, like you're biting into it like at the perfect time. Whereas sometimes you want fruit to be a little underripe, or sometimes you want fruit to be a little dried out. Whereas this is just like juicy, like probably drippings.
Yeah, I can really get the strawberries.
What would you eat with this? Would you eat with this?
This is so good. One of my favorite things.
Another glass of this.
This is so delicious. One of my favorite things in the summer is a watermelon salad, and I would destroy a watermelon salad with this, with like feta and mint, and then just a really cold glass of this. This is what I think most people are looking for when they want to drink rosé. So chilled reds for me is what I actually reach for when I think most people are thinking they want rosé. I believe chilled reds are like what they're actually looking for, which is juicy fruit with like a hard chill on it, you know? So many of rosés taste like white wine.
Should most reds be chilled?
Most reds should be coming out of some sort of refrigerator. So if you have a wine fridge, great. Throw it in there at 55 degrees so it comes to the temperature it's a little bit like this. But if you don't, I just recommend keeping them in your fridge. Warm them up in the kitchen while you're cooking. It'll keep your wine safe, and it'll come to the temperature that what they call cellar temp, where it's a little bit chilled in your glass, and it will warm up, and it'll just kind of warm up aromatics, and it'll just be like a better drinking experience.
Should you put it back in the fridge after you've opened it?
Depends on the wine. So a wine like this, I would. I don't want this wine to warm up. I want it to consistently be cold and chilled and just kind of lip smacking. This idea that this is a hard glass for me to put down, you know? This is one of those wines where I just
Yeah. So is this a bottle
wanna
that's
keep
hard to
drinking.
find?
It is hard to find because this is a tiny amount of the production, and it is a passion project. Because in Napa Valley, Cabernet is what pays the rent, and they make Cabernet, and they make a lot of money on it. But this is probably a fifth of what their Cabernet costs, and for me, I get the same amount of pleasure. And it's from a grape that literally no one knows about. So my love for their passion of making this wine is boundless. I just love this wine for so many reasons. And the last thing I would say, while we have the camera rolling, that might not make it, is that it is a very cool, hip thing to be organic. And these guys are certified organic, and they've been certified organic for a very long time. And it's nowhere on their label because it's not a marketing tool. It's a way of life. It's a philosophy they believe in. So I just love that so much about them.
It's cool.
It is cool. They're OG.
Cheers. Cheers.
Ching ching. This wine is so good. It's just punch.
I've never been able to taste
It is
strawberries more than in this wine, to be honest.
I now understand what you mean by juicy fruit. I've never understood that.